The latest episode of Super has hit the books, so let's go ahead and talk about it today. Enjoy today's video if you do. If you don't enjoy it, you still enjoyed it because you're watching it. That sounded really arrogant, but I'm just messing. What's going on, guys? My name is DFree. We're going to talk about the latest episode of Super. As always, every week I do this. So without further ado, let's get started. In a nutshell, okay? We're going to talk about things in the middle, but basically the episode is Goku's the villain, Bergamo, and Goku, and that's it. Pretty much. So, talking about stuff in the middle there, the stuff in between all that other action-based stuff. So, honestly, this was a solid episode. Wasn't great, wasn't spectacular. It was a solid episode. So, that being said, with Bergamo, okay, when he steps into the ring, the first thing that he does is he basically gets everybody's attention. He's like, "Hey, look, this guy is such an idiot that he is willing to destroy all of our universes just to fight." Now, I mean, there had been talk in the community this whole time about Goku being a air quotes up, a villain, right? And he kind of is here. He's a bit of an antagonist here. And this is a different territory for Goku because this isn't a situation he's generally in. I mean, this is a new level of selfish. I mean, Goku's done things that have been selfish in the past, extraordinarily selfish. But this is a new level because he's literally willing to destroy all of these universes just to get a good fight. And it's not that he's the one going to be out there destroying it, so maybe he doesn't feel responsible for something. Like, I don't know. And last episode, or like a couple episodes ago, whenever it was, they did say that, Zeno was going to do it anyway, so they tried to kind of take a little bit of pressure off of Goku, but they step away from that in this episode because Bergamo's like, look, he's the bad guy here. If I win, Zeno, can you please remove this stipulation that if anybody loses, we're destroyed? And Whisa's like, yeah, he's swaying the crowd, because everybody now hates Goku. In Universe 7, everybody's looking at Universe 7 like, man, you guys are the reason for all of this. Because, I mean, Goku in particular is, not Gohan, Vegeta, whatever. Goku, of course. They're looking at him. Now they have like this massive target on their back. But the thing about that is exactly what Goku wants. Because at the end of the episode, he says, hey, I'll take on all you guys as strong guys. He doesn't care. And that's probably the best feature that guy has is he's so nonchalant, just carefree. He doesn't care, but you can't help but realize that, he's not evil. He's not, evil Goku. I mean, we kind of just had something like that with Goku Black, but I digress. He is technically a form of an antagonist in this arc because this is his doing, whether Zeno was going to do it or not. Anyway, Zeno kind of forgot, and Goku just made it all relevant again, and that's why we are where we are. So that's a really interesting thing when you look at it in hindsight. Like, Goku is the reason for this, and we've talked about that a lot in the community, and it does appear to be the case. And it's really like one of those things that just kind of hits you in the face whenever you see it in the show and the characters are like, hey, look, this is your fault. Even Beerus told him a couple episodes ago, this is your fault. So it's interesting, man. And, Goku, all his loved ones, for example, I think he just has a complex where he's just overly sure that he's going to win. Confident is the word, because he doesn't care. Even for his own universe, he doesn't have that sense of urgency where he's like, oh God, if I lose, my granddaughter, my wife, my sons, they're all dead. My best friend Bulma, like he doesn't care. And maybe that's because it hasn't gotten to that point yet. This is just a fun little exhibition, so we'll see what happens going forward. But let me know your thoughts as far as all that goes. And if you would like it, I can probably get one of my friends, Real to Real, Geekless, somebody, to join me, and we could talk about that as like an individual thing, just the Goku complex. So in there, Bergamo is the guy that basically uses the enemy's power against them. So he allows Goku to punch him, which is cool. He absorbs all the hits, gets stronger and bigger and stronger. Goku points out a weakness in that, which, Goku's a fighting prodigy. He points out a weakness that, you're getting bigger, but you're getting more blind spots. So Goku starts knocking him around, and Goku is showing how much he doesn't care. And speaking of doesn't care and nonchalantness, in there prior to this, the guys are questioning this. They're like, who is this guy? Whenever Bergamo brings this up, they're like, who is this guy? How can he talk to Zeno however he wants? How can he do all these things? Why are the Daishinkan and Zeno ignoring his insolence? They're questioning this because obviously they weren't there for all that stuff. They don't know. Even Champa himself doesn't know. He even says, I don't know. That guy has, limitless potential or something like that. He said, I forget the exact line, but he's like, there's no telling what that guy's gonna do, basically, because he does have some experience with Goku, just a little bit, but all these guys don't know what's going on. They don't know about the Goku Black stuff. They don't know that Goku brought that other Zeno there. It's just a whole lot of stuff. So they're just questioning this, like, who is this guy? And Champa has a line in there. He's like, yeah, you guys that you don't have to compete, you're so nonchalant about this. Because there are those universes that have the higher mortal quality. And I wanted to point that out, too. That's another thing. In the last review last week, I talked about that, and I misunderstood or misread or something. And I thought that the Zeno was ranking them based off of power, which I guess kind of in hindsight wouldn't have made sense because it kind of tells you who's going to win, and who's going to lose. So I guess it doesn't really make sense. But he was rating them on mortal quality, and that basically harks on the gods and their guidance. So basically, the universes that don't have to compete, they were led really well by their gods. That's pretty much what that means. That means that a guy like Beerus, who sleeps endlessly, can't really do much. So, and then the Supreme Kai was said to just let them develop on their own too. So nothing's going on in Universe 7. And Goku winds up breaking out Super Saiyan Blue. And they're like, what is this pressure? Power that rivals the gods. And of course, it is a godly transformation. That is what it is. It utilizes God keys. So it was cool to see him do that. Because in there, Zeno did accept Bergamo's request that if they go ahead and if Bergamo goes ahead and wins, they won't destroy the universes. So that was their one chance at redemption. Maybe Zeno will not destroy them at the end of this. I don't know how that all will work out. Of course, nobody does. But he did allow that to happen, and Daishin Khan told Goku he couldn't hold back, and Goku still was like, oh, trust me, I wasn't going to hold back anyway. So it's like he still doesn't care. But anyways, I'll leave that alone for now. Breaks out Super Saiyan Blue. Then he goes Kaioken, King Kai Fist, as Crunchyroll would call it. King Kai Fist. Okay. He goes King Kai Fist, and he didn't say times 10. I assume that's what it is anyway. If not, they told him not to hold back, so I assume that's what it is. And an interesting thing is that Goku now, and we saw him do it in the last arc too, he just seems like he can do it endlessly now. When he first broke it out, you have to realize time has passed. He's trained. He's gotten stronger. But when he first broke it out in the Universe 6 tournament, he said he had like a 10% chance to do it. Now he flawlessly does it. So apparently that's just something that he can always use now. And it kind of seemed back then in Universe 6 that was going to be like a one-time thing. I know that was something I talked about too. It just seemed like it wasn't something that he'd use again because of the likelihood of it succeeding and basically the drawbacks. It doesn't seem like it has the same drawbacks anymore. Because you remember after that, Goku had to deal with that delayed key onset or whatever it was, and those couple of quotes up filler episodes after that where he couldn't control his ki and all that stuff. It was just, it was bad. And that didn't happen after the previous time. It doesn't seem like it'll happen after this either because Goku seems perfectly fine. His body isn't breaking down like it was versus hit when he first used the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. It's just different now. So it seems like that's something he can break out endlessly. I still don't know if the manga will do it. The manga handles things differently, but it is cool to see that Goku can basically break that out now. And it's a problem for me because it's like an instant multiplier on whatever he has. So Super Saiyan Blue is already a really powerful form that has gotten stronger throughout the series because, Zenkais and all that other stuff still are a thing. Now he has this multiplier of whatever he's using the Kaioken as. So it's a little too much for me, but, I'll leave it alone. He breaks that out, shoots a Kamehameha off, and he winds up winning the match. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. There's not really much else that happens after that. But I was interested in the way that went down because, like I said, Goku pops in, does that. They're like, that pressure, and da-da-da-da. They didn't expect that, I think they kind of expected him to stay Super Saiyan because they did see Gohan go Super Saiyan and stuff like that. So that probably is what they expected his limits to be. And through there, Goku was just hitting Bergamo just to power him up. And Beerus was like, Saiyans are a troublesome bunch. Because obviously that's that Saiyan combat spirit. He wants that guy to get as strong as he possibly can. And Goku was 100% not satisfied. When he knocks out Bergamo, he's like, I need you to be stronger. Show me your full power in the tournament. And all those other things. And then we jump to where basically Topo comes down. He's like, oh, you're a villain. I'm going to fight you. He's doing the poses like Jocko. So, he's akin to like Jocko. That galactic patrol type deal. I forget what it's, the Freedom Fighters or something like that. My memory can be bad about these things sometimes. I have to watch the episode a few times. But he's popping out. And Topo's a guy that was said to have power rivaling gods of destruction. So he was in line to be god of destruction. So he's a really powerful guy. So we'll get to see that. And it's interesting that they just kind of allowed him to pop in and he's going to fight. He did say it's disrespectful. And when he did that, Zeno's Guardians came to the front. Daishinkan came to the front. They were like, no. Ain't nothing good. They squatted up. They were like, no, nothing's about to happen. In case he tried to attack Zeno or something, they got ready. And I forgot the guards were even there. They just all popped right in front of both the Zenos. It was pretty cool to see that, though. Just the way that they instantly took, formation to defend Zeno. But he challenges Goku, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, the Daishinkan talks about the rules of the Tournament of Power. They have this one really big arena. Everybody's in it. And basically the team with the last fighter wins, or the team with the most fighters at the time period ending wins. Can't kill, you can't fly out of bounds, or you can't fly, one of the two, because the space that they're in doesn't allow for that. You have to knock the enemy out of the arena to win as well. So it's going to be interesting. It's just a battle royale, so you kind of see why the characters like Master Roshi and Tien will be viable there, because they don't have to use flat-out power. It becomes more about tactics. And that's one of the reasons why I thought they would be a good choices anyway. It becomes about tactics and teamwork and things like that. So we'll get to see a lot of that. The problem with this is that it's what I expected. They are not, people are like, oh, they're going to show us hundreds of new characters. No, what's going to happen is these guys are going to fight. They're going to knock a whole bunch of each other out, and you're never going to see these characters. They're going to just be really blurry images you may never see again. They're going to get knocked out of the arena, and then the main guys they want you to know about or focus on will be there left towards the end of the fighting. And that's pretty much how this will work. Universe 7, I don't think will steamroll this, but I do expect Universe 7 to win, or something like that, come second place, whatever it is. So we'll see. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy today's episode? Nonetheless, subscribe if you're new, as always, and I will catch you guys next week for another review. Anyways, have an awesome day. Peace out, guys.